Okay, we've been sent in a Nikon D850 for a new rear LCD. So, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to have to narrate it because basically I've never done one of these before, so I had to guess on what's going on. One piece of information that I were given, so the black flecks that you can see here on the back, you do have to take extra care with that flex because that flex isn't actually part of the LCD that you will be getting, your own replacement LCD. So if you tear that black flex, you are buying a new black flex. So as you can see, I've just taken the 4 screws off the actual back of the LCD frame, and obviously remember to disconnect the battery just in case. So I'm currently trying to work out what's holding it together, because again, I'm just kind of winging it. The pull tab wasn't, not the pull tab should I say, the connector bracket weren't unclipping as nice as it should. So we had to go for a different route. I soon realised that the subboard, if you will, or the other flex, it's actually glued a little bit to the back of the LCD. And so with a little bit of alcohol and my pry tool, once you manage to unglue it from the back of the LCD, it gives you a lot more room to play with, as you'll see in just a second, like that. And then obviously everything comes away really easily. I'm still just kind of working it out. So basically, that flex at the top that you can see, you have to just be very careful with it because we don't want to break that flex that's connecting to the that flex. Don't want to break that because it's connected to the camera, so take extra care with all that flex. So there's a little mid frame. Again, what I'll do is just I'll mark it with a felt tip pen so I can keep all the orientations correctly, because again, I don't know how it goes back together. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and separate the LCD from this bezel, because in the future what I might do is I might try and re-glass this LCD if I can find the right piece of glass. So I'm trying to take it off in a manner that we can reuse the LCD. Again, it's always good to have it's a fully working touchscreen, it's a fully working display. So ideally, if we can save the display, worst case scenario, the new display doesn't work, at least we've got a backup. Or again, the new display may get broken again, so at least we've got a backup. So now I'm just cleaning off all the excess glue and glass from the inside of the bezel, because we're obviously going to be reusing this bezel. Just give it a bit of clean with some alcohol, because I'm going to be putting some double-sided tape on the inside of that. I'm not going to use full glue. So now I'm just going to, again, trying to remember the orientation of what way the screen went in, which I got a little bit confused then. I'm just putting the old screen back in, just because I just want to test it now that the bezels come off. I just want to make sure this screen still works all good, which it does. So again, we've still got a backup. And ideally, I want to refurbish this this display, because these displays aren't too cheap. So now for the new display, let's get it in there and pop the little tab back down, so at least we can test it. Let's get the battery back in. Yes, beautiful. This display was 130, I believe, from AliExpress. So now I'm just trying to, again, work out the orientation because everything's folded amongst itself and it was just a little bit confusing. But we'll get there in the end. It was baffling me because I couldn't remember what side and what orientation that little frame was stuck to the LCD. But I get it in the end. There we go. I later come to realise that you can actually put the the middle frame, the middle the middle frame can actually sit on the metal, and like it's all on now, but you'll see in a second I can actually just lift off the outer bezel because it's not glued anymore, so it's nice and easy. So now that I can lift it up, it all can remain perfectly on the swivel arm, if you will. So now obviously I can put that camera to a side and we can quickly put some double-sided adhesive on the around the screen. And then I'll just put them 4 screws back in. So it is literally just 4 screws and a little bit of double-sided tape. Probably one of the easiest jobs I've done, to be fair. And I have a very happy customer.